Hello friends, thanks for tuning into this week's marketing video. You know, we always talk about the whole goal of marketing is to stay top of mind with people and get the word out that you've got good things going on. And of course, one of the things that makes that happen is when you tell stories. And today, when you tell stories, you really kind of need to have photos to go along with the stories, right? And so one of the big changes companies have to make is becoming a culture where they take photos on a regular basis to capture the moments that are happening. That could be at company parties, you know, for the holidays or whatever. That could be on the client location at the client site. Of course, you got to get permission, but taking photos of all these things that could be happening. When the company shows up for a not-for-profit event at a local food bank or something like that, taking photos needs to be something that we all live and breathe, because the hardest part of telling a good story is the imagery that should go along with it. And social media needs that. Every single thing you tell, every story you tell has to have a featured image. So you guys know that I get inspiration for these videos from my clients. And this has been an ongoing theme, and it came up again today with a past LinkedIn training customer of mine, that one of the things that they're really trying to think about is which projects to showcase on their new website. And I kind of spun the idea to say, instead of worrying too much about getting the right people involved in that, maybe you build a culture where there's a certain way that they turn in a project. And if they actually do that, that gets you, the marketing team, the content that you need to tell the story. And they, of course, have to attach 3 good images to make it work. And now the marketing team has the content they need to tell the story, and it goes in a blog on the website, and it gets pushed out to social media, and it might end up in an email newsletter on a monthly basis, whatever that thing is. And so the hard part is whatever process the company is following, it needs to be as part of the sales process for the before pictures. Like, here's what we're looking at and what we're proposing we do. There could be an interim, especially if this is a multi-year project. Like, you might take a drone, some drone footage of if it's a big project, or just snap some photos of in the middle, like we're in the first year, here's what the structure looked like or what the project looked like. And then of course you've got your final photos at the end of the project. But those photos, taking those photos should be one of the checklist items on the engineering process sheet for a completed project. Weaving it into the company and how we do business. So sales should have something on their plate, like, you guys need to take photos with your clients, right? So we can have the arm in arm, we love these guys, we need that photo, all the way through sales and engineering and the process and final delivery of a project. Photos need to be built into the fabric of a company. And it's always interesting, because another thing that's challenging is a lot of times people like to take photos vertically with their phone, because they're usually taking them with their phone. And a lot of times you want the picture to be wide for LinkedIn, for the blog on the website. And you kind of have to teach your people how to take decent photos. Because, for example, if I want a photo of this, right, I could have it take a picture right on this thing, and that's all I get in the photo is this thing. But the reality is, you want the whole frame around it. You've got to frame it so that there's information, image information around the thing you're taking a photo of. Because if you need to crop it or do something as a banner or whatever, you need more image information. And our phones, DSLR cameras and our phones, take very good high resolution photos, so that we should be able to crop into those photos and still have a great graphic that we can use for different things. So that was the marketing tip for today, is think about how your company is currently capturing photos on an ongoing basis, even if you don't use them for sales and marketing related efforts, just as part of the documentation process for what you're doing. And I think if you start with that, you'll find that all this other storytelling for marketing purposes on the back end becomes so much easier, because you've got this treasure trove of pictures to choose from to tell stories from. Well, that was the marketing video for this week. I hope you got some value from that. If you have a question or an idea for a future video, please leave that for me in the comments. And you guys know I appreciate so much that you're watching this content. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this one, and I'll see you next time. I hope you're having a good week.